Greetings, friendos. Reformed Stoic, back with another video. So we're getting the momentum. We're doing daily videos. Last couple of videos got more views in one day than some of my recent videos have gotten in like a week or more. We're covering the topics that I know people want to see. I just want to put it out there that like I'm doing good. I feel like it can potentially be like negative kind of emotional shit, so people think like, oh, is he okay? It's like I'm trying to kind of keep the ball rolling, keeping the momentum going until the Moggy Jr. music video, which, you know, sooner rather than later for that. But I do think that daily videos, if I can manage it, is a good way to go. And if the ideas keep coming, I will keep recording. So this is a fun one, and this isn't going to go too long. The title of the video is The Truth About Healing Trauma. Now, why is that funny to me? Why am I laughing at that? Especially if somebody's like, oh, I want to heal my trauma, and like something horrible happened to you, and then now you're watching me laugh about it. I'm sorry, I'm also traumatized. But let me just paint you a little picture here, leading up to the point I want to make in this video. Oh my gosh, and it makes me want to laugh, and it's fucked up, but sometimes you just gotta laugh at life, you guys. What I was saying is there's these certain kinds of people, and you probably know what kind of people I'm talking about. They had some sort of a fucked up experience. It could be something regular, like they got divorced, or something just unfortunate happened in their life. Their business burnt down and they went bankrupt. Something bad happened in their life. And these people keep trying to jump from method to method to method to try to heal their trauma. You know, it could be at first they go to church and they have like a powerful, like born again Christian experience, and 6 months go by, and when they realize nothing's different, then all of a sudden they make a big huge post on Facebook, and they're like, you know, I looked at myself and I realized that religion is closed-minded. So then they go see a Krishiki Shukakra Bukakra Dikakra shaman in the Himalayan mountains or in South Africa and Machu Picchu, and then they go to some sort of an ayahuasca retreat, and then they change their name to Shubikwa Kluklak, and then they like have, you know, like a coconut necklace, and then they make pictures on Facebook going like this, and they give you life quotes, and then 6 months later, that all fizzles out, and then they go through the psychology gambit, and they just keep letting you know on Facebook what they're realizing. Like, I realized this, and I realized that, and I realized that. And people who end up reading between the lines after they go from Christianity to Shukakra Bukakra to the psychology, like, you know, they go to this clinic or they end up in a mental hospital or something, and people start reading between the lines, and they're like, you know, this person is not healing. It's not happening. And somebody in my chat years ago, they told me about how their sister had some sort of a breakdown and ended up in mental hospitals. And he said what it started with is it's this modern kind of a ideology that he says is absolutely toxic, and it's the root of a lot of people losing their shit. It's this thing where people try to resurface their trauma. You look deep inside, and you're guided by a counselor of some sort. They're like, okay, remember the moment when it happened. Be with the pain. Just live it. Just understand it. It's coming to the surface. I'm fucking healing. And then you let it go. What I'm here to tell you guys, hopefully not at the risk of offending anyone, because I am a traumatized individual myself. What I'm here to tell you is that it just doesn't go away. There's no way to make it go away. Now, the prop that I grabbed for you guys is this little piece of paper here, okay? This is you. This is a human life. Now, hopefully this doesn't go bad here. This is what happens when you start living your life. This is the course of a human life, okay? Now you're a teenager, now you're 20, now you're 30. That doesn't happen. Me blowing it out doesn't happen, okay? It keeps burning until your life is over. Now, what people start asking is like, oh, I'm all charcoaled and ashy, and how do I undo that? How do I become a regular piece of paper again? I need to go on a shaman journey. I need to go climb the Himalayas. I need to go rafting down the Nile or the Amazon River. I need to go skydiving, bungee jumping. And unfortunately, you guys, where it ends for these people is the worst place that you can think of, doing a flip, basically. Hopefully not, but sometimes it happens. There's no way for this piece of paper to be the way that it was. That is the beginning of a human life. That's being a child. That's being someone who has not experienced life. I'm here to tell you that life just damages you. It doesn't only damage you, it also makes you better. For me, I'm better in a lot of ways, but I'm also just like permanently fucked. And again, I'm doing fine. My last few videos, people are like, oh, he's not doing good. This is what people want to see. I'm not faking it. It's real. I'm in this weird place where it's like, I kind of want to just like make content that's like, yeah, I'm so fucking cool and I'm fine. And, ooh, this is some crazy shit about life. And nobody gives a shit. People want to hear the kind of like the deep shit, which maybe makes it sound like you're fucked up. And I am. I'm better than I've ever been, but I'm also fucked. And it's like, should I go to this church? Should I go on a shihiki haka hookah haki shaman journey? Look, I've been going hard on Christians. I need to make it clear that I can make fun of other shit too. You see how not hard it is? You see how I can just make fun of all spirituality and you can make fun of atheists? It's just the thing that connects all of that poking fun at things is when you have a bad day, because you have good days and you have bad days. You have days where you achieve something and you just wake up feeling good and you enjoy the little things and you're not thinking about your past. But what I've really been noticing lately is that I will catch it. It's like chemically I'm down today. And sometimes I'll understand why it is. Like I ate something stupid or what have you. I'll understand that it's like, okay, I'm feeling bad because of like my body chemistry. And then you start dwelling on the past and you're like, oh, this is why I'm feeling bad. Because of that thing that happened or because I've been alone for so long. And I've really been able to observe it. It's like, you're going to have a bad day because you ate an entire pizza last night. That's why you're feeling bad. But your body looks for shit in your history and that's where your trauma is. So it's like, oh, that horrible disappointment. Oh, I'll never get over it. And then your body just like latches onto that. And there's no Makahuka retreat, ayahuasca journey. There's no like church group. There's no AA meeting. There's no laser light psychotherapy. You guys, what I'm telling you, in hopes that somehow it will help you, is that there's nothing that makes it go away. You were a piece of paper, and now you're this. How do I become a regular piece of paper again? I guess you didn't fucking get burned by life, but that's just what happened. This is just what happened. You're this. You're this now. You're this now, and you can put on a robe and go to a Shiki Mahaki retreat journey. You can go to some church retrieval service where people like cry and speak in tongues and go into convulsions over Jesus. And you can get laser light psychotherapy. You're just this. And if you live your life the best you can, you can get to a point where most of the time you're okay with being this. But whatever fucked up thing happened to you, whatever disappointment you've been through, it just is. And you can try to pretend that I got initiated into kukumahaki yoga and I'm an ascended master. And a lot of real ones out there will be like, dude, this guy's a fucking douche. And like, bro, we get it. Like, you fell off of a fucking bike and you're like, you walk with a limp now for the rest of your life. And you're trying to like cope with it. And some people are going to be supportive. But the people who aren't supportive, deep down, it's not that they're negative people. It's just that they can tell that like you're trying to cope, man. And you know, life is fucked up in a way where everybody gets burned. Sure. Everybody has bad experiences. Sure. But a lot of people, they don't go through horrible shit when they're young. A lot of people, shit works out better for them. It worked out better for them, and it didn't for you. So they were able to be more adjusted. They didn't try to go on retreats and join cults and do all these things. Try to, it's surfacing. Oh, I'm letting it go. When you have a bad day, you'll think about it. When you have a bad day, you'll think about it. And you're going to have bad days. And the way that I think that this can help is like, you can think more of bad days as like getting a cold or something. And imagine a world where some people thought that you could live without ever getting sick. I can tell you where this could head. It could head to the jibby jab territory, you know, relevant to what happened in 2020. It's like, you don't have to get sick. I became a shaman and now I don't get sick. I went to this retreat, now I don't get sick. I went skydiving. I joined a skydiving cult, and we learned about how to live frivolously, or we learned how to live life on the edge, and I just don't get sick anymore. It just doesn't happen to me. And then they do get sick, and then it's worse. Because they're like, I don't get it. The guy told me that I wouldn't get sick anymore. So when you start seeing your bad days as just, oh, I have a cold. I have a bad day. So what do you do on a bad day? You sip 7-Up and Gatorade and eat your chicken noodle soup and you watch Seth Rogen movies, which is basically, I mean, I can't really find any excuse to watch Seth Rogen movies anymore, honestly. But in my earlier 20s, when I lived in Vegas, for some reason I would watch Seth Rogen movies when I was sick, particularly knocked up. But yeah, what happens when you get the cold? You have chicken noodle soup and you sip your 7-Up and you have a blankie and you watch TV. You're going to have bad days. It's like a common cold. There's no cure for it. There's no cure for your trauma. It's what happens. It's part of being an adult. It means that you lived a life. Kind of reminds me of a movie that nobody talks about anymore, Bubble Boy. Bubble Boy is inside of his bubble. You know, this is kind of like helicopter mom, parenting, sheltering your kids. One of my favorite movies is The Royal Tenenbaums. And Ben Stiller, his character, something traumatic happened. His wife died. And he has kids. He has like 2 or 3 kids. Shit, I might watch this again tonight. It's been a while since I watched Royal Tenenbaums. He's got 2 or 3 kids, and his wife died, and he's super uptight, and his kids are in tennis and MMA, and they're doing business. And then the dad, who was basically a shitty dad, Mr. Tenenbaum, he's pretending that he's dying so he can, like, get to know his grandkids and be a part of his family one last time. Because he was a piece of shit, and he bailed out on the family, and the only excuse he can get to be around his family one last time is to lie that he's dying. And he starts talking to his grandkids. He's like, do you guys ever just like throw rocks in the water? And then like he's asking the kids if they ever just fuck off. And they don't have any idea what it means. And then there's the montage of them like running in a pool, running with scissors, and like running through traffic and just doing a bunch of stupid shit. Because I feel like that's kind of a metaphor for just living your life. And you lived your life. You didn't live this perfect life. You know, you didn't get the wonderful career and married young and do everything perfect. And I gotta say, I've been kind of going hard on church lately. I will just say to you that particularly to my hometown, there were a lot of hoodlums in my hometown, and that's what I did in high school. I got sucked into the party culture. We smoked weed, drank, people were experimenting with pills, another thing. I'd tried, allegedly, like some cocaine before I finished high school, and we fucked around, man, and it was kind of dumb. And what's funny is a lot of these people had the atheist mentality, like, oh, Christians are so brainwashed. And then as an adult, I got involved with the churches, and I saw this parallel part of my hometown that I didn't experience growing up. And these people were well-to-do, man. And the kids had jobs in high school, and their resume was all perfect, and they got ritzy jobs, and they got married young, and they had money. And actually what I found out is that, like, the Christian families were, like, smarter, and they lived better, cleaner, more perfect lives. Now, a lot of people who are traumatized, you didn't do anything to deserve it. It wasn't even your fucking fault. It just happened. And a lot of people who lived fucked up lives where people look at you and it's like, oh, wow, this person, like, fucked up their own life. Everything's their own fault. Well, a lot of times before that person was traumatized. And it led to that kind of self-destructive behavior. So, in conclusion, guys, trying to keep the videos shorter. There's no, like, retreat or anything that you can do, or meditation technique or magic or certain kinds of prayers to make it go away. It will always be there. You lived your life and you'll always be this. So when you're feeling down, it's like a common cold. It's just like something that happens. But what I have been experiencing is, like, I get a glimpse before the negative thoughts start to come in. I feel that I'm just shitty. Even before I feel that I'm shitty, it's like, oh, I lived in an irresponsible way yesterday, and I think I'm probably going to feel like shit today. And then I start to feel like shit, and I'm like, oh yeah, I feel like shit. And then my thoughts are like, you're feeling like shit because you didn't do this, because of her. And, like, your thoughts follow. Like, your body thinks there has to be a mental reason for you to feel the way that you do. And because you've lived a life and you're this, you will think of reasons to feel bad. So, I don't know exactly how that's going to help. It will probably just help you not waste your time. When you're seeking, how do I become pure? How do I become pure to where I never feel bad ever again? It's not going to happen. So whatever it is that you want to do, whatever it is that you want to change, just work on that. And my advice about bad days is try to speed up the process. It's like, okay, my dad never hugged me, yada, yada, yada. I should have did this, I did that, blah, blah, blah. Okay, are we fucking over it now? Cool, let's go to the gym. Make it last a day instead of a week. Make it last 6 hours instead of a day. And that's what I say about guilt. That's another problem that I have sometimes with religion is like I'm so depraved and I'm so horrible. When you have a goal, when you're quitting cigarettes, when you're on a diet, if you're overweight, oh my gosh, I had an ice cream cone buffet binge. Okay, you blew it. Instead of crying about it for a week, instead of crying about it for a day, instead of crying about it for 6 hours, can we just speed it up? Oh, I eat ice cream cones because nobody loved me when I was a kid. Okay, I'm over it. Back to living your fucking life. Because it only just amounts to wasting your time. Instead of feeling guilty, just do better. What I'm saying is you make a deal with yourself. It's like, okay, I'm covered in jam and blueberry pies and gravy and food, and I clearly, like, blew it. Instead of feeling guilty, I'm just going to try even harder to not do this anymore. Because I don't think guilt helps with anything. A lot of times you use your guilt as an excuse to not do it anymore. Oh, I'm such a piece of shit. Look at me. There's no way I can do this. It doesn't help. So This is what it means to be an adult, you guys. And there's a weird mentality that certain normies have where they really like to pretend that they're not this and that they did everything right and that they're perfect. And the thing is, the kind of people that bend over backwards to live up to social standards and norms, they might be very good at projecting this picture. Like, look at me. I'm a perfect piece of paper. But if you look hard enough and you talk to them long enough, you'll understand that, like, they have problems too, and they have things that maybe they're not even working on. And by the way, this isn't against religion. This isn't against spirituality. It's just, don't make your spirituality about that. Don't make your religion about that. I'm not making spiritual progress because I still have bad days sometimes where I remember how I blew it, how I fucked up, how that fucked up thing happened to me. That's always going to be there, man. Even when you're winning at life. So, hopefully that helps somebody. I think that's important to realize. And God bless you guys. And I'll see you for the next one. Peace out.